Today from r/EntitledParents. Entitled Mom takes over our family camping trip. My family and I go every year on a camping trip a few towns over. There's always a big event going on when we go. It's usually a big party environment. Because of this, my dad tries to invite family friends to go as well. This year, he invited his friend T and his wife, Entitled Mother. We've had some bad experiences with Entitled Mother in the past, especially since she enjoys inviting people to gatherings she isn't supposed to. When we arrived at our campsites, Entitled Mother had also insisted on bringing her nephew. My mom remarked that she didn't know he was coming, and Entitled Mother simply shrugged and said she didn't want him to spend the weekend alone, which would be understandable. But he's a 22-year-old man with a pregnant girlfriend, so he most likely wouldn't have been alone. We didn't care much. He brought his own tent, and he was a nice guy, so it wasn't too intrusive for us. As we got settled in, Entitled Mother walked into our camper, where I was sitting alone. She looked around and began to question me about it. Things like, it must be nice to have this camper all to yourselves. And if your dad rented the camper, why are you guys making him sleep in a tent? First of all, we were allowing everyone to come in, hang out and use the kitchen and bathroom if they wanted. We just didn't allow people in the bedroom because that's where me and my mom kept our luggage. Second, my dad wanted to sleep in the tent. The bathrooms in the park are filthy, and it can get incredibly hot, and I'm prone to fainting in high temperatures, so I need somewhere to stay cool. That's the only reason he rented the trailer for me and my mom. I explained this to her, and she simply nodded and left. My mom later found her making a phone call to one of her friends, stating that there was a fun camping party going on, and her husband should come. Of course, this is without our permission. While we ate dinner, Entitled Mother happily announced to everyone that her daughter, Dee, would be coming to join us the next day. And you guessed it, we didn't tell her she could invite anyone. Side note, Entitled Mother's reasoning for inviting Dee was so she and my family could make up for her not having a graduation party. She didn't get to have it because Entitled Mother was insistent it must take place at our house, but it would be inconvenient for us, so we told her no. The next morning we walked outside and we see Entitled Mother's son, TJ. At this point my mom is super annoyed with Entitled Mother. That wasn't helped by Entitled Mother cooking food we had brought and telling my mom she didn't know what she was doing, so she couldn't help her cook. These weren't small meals either. She spent all day cooking a huge meal on her own accord, and then complaining she didn't get any help. Finally, nighttime rolled around, and Entitled Mother told her kids that they wouldn't be driving home in the dark, so we would make them beds in the camper. Me and my mom were losing our minds at this point, but still, we tried to remain civil. I pulled out the couch onto a bed, and my mom started to try to figure out how to turn the dining room table into a bed as well. Entitled Mother helped my mom lift the table up, before stopping to look and see how it may turn into a bed, while holding it up with one hand, and leaving my bad-backed mother to bear the majority of the weight. I tried to help, but Entitled Mother was in the way and yelling at me that she had it. After a few minutes, Entitled Mother came to the conclusion that no, the dining table doesn't turn into a bed. Entitled Mother let go of the table and angrily pushed it back down, while my mom was holding it. This is ridiculous. My daughter shouldn't have to sleep in her car. Next time you need to have better accommodations. She also implied that because her son was so much bigger, we should give up our bed for him. We just said no way. We didn't even know her kids were coming. It mostly stops there, but Entitled Mother is completely insane, so I'll most likely post about her again. Update to everyone calling me and my mom pushovers. My dad is a narcissistic drunk who likes his friends and his appearance more than us. He really likes Entitled Mother and has referred to her as an angel to our family. If me and my mom had told her off, my dad wouldn't back us up. and 6 against 2 is a slippery slope. We didn't allow her back into the camper after the bed incident. The only reason we went was because we weren't going to let entitled mother take our family trip away from us. She ended up doing so, and we aren't doing anything that she is involved in anymore.